Okay, we're gonna look at quadratic trinomials. Quadratic trinomials. Factorizations of quadratic trinomials. When factorizing trinomials, what you need to understand is for quadratic trinomials, you're gonna have two brackets. Yeah, it's similar to the difference of two squares, but it requires more steps. You need to know the factors of x squared. And then you're gonna have factors of x squared, which is x and x. Then the factors of 9. Factors of 9 is ones that are gonna give you the middle term, right? Those are the factors you're considering. 1 and 9 won't give you 6, but 3 and 3, right? So the order of this thing is to cross multiply, them. So you're gonna multiply this, and then you're gonna multiply the 2. So this is going to give you 3x, and then this is going to give you 3x, which in turn gives you 6x, right? So both of them are going to be positive. Both of them are going to be positive. And then you pair them here. This is where you pair them. This is where you pair them. So you're gonna have x plus 3, and then x plus 3. This is the same as x plus 3 all squared. Same thing, right? Final answer. Sharp. Then we're gonna look at the second part. Yeah? The second part seems to be a bit complex, just a bit. Factors of x squared, x and then x, right? You do this on the side. Then factors of 28 that are most likely to give you negative 11 or just 11. We're gonna look at we have 2 times 14, but if ever I add 2 on 14, I'm gonna get 16. If I subtract, I'm gonna get 12. So these ones are out. I can't look at 1 and 28, because 1 plus 28 is 29. 28 minus 1 is 27. So I can have 7. I think 7 times 4. 7 times 4. Yes, 7 times 4 is going to give me 28. If I add 7 plus 4, I'm most likely to get uh, 11. So I'm going to have 7, and then here I'm going to have 4, right? So remember, if I multiply them, I have to get negative 11x. Negative 11x. So I'm going to multiply firstly 4 and x. So it's going to give me 4x. Then I'm going to multiply 7 with x. I'm going to get 7x. So I need to understand something. In order for me to get 11x, both of them, they have to be negative. So it means I'm going to have negative here also with the negative here. And then when I pair them like this. Although I multiply this x with the 4, I pair the x with this negative. Right now, it seems like it's the same thing because of we don't have the value of a here. But you're going to see once we do questions that involve as a number, a coefficient for x squared. So the final answer is going to be x minus 4, right? Just what it is here. And then x minus 7. That is my final answer. That is my final answer. Then we continue to grouping in pairs, grouping in pairs, grouping in pairs, grouping in pairs. For grouping in pairs, what we have to do here is just to look at what we have and then use brackets. If I have something like this, I'm just going to pair p exponent x plus k. I cannot select ky. We're going to look for what is common. What is common? So if I pair px and px, these are common. Px, these are common. Px. I can simply add them. I don't think I need to find the value of factorize them. Px plus px, it's 2px. Then ky plus ky, it's 2ky. Then common factor here, it's 2. So px plus ky. That is it. That is it. So basically, I needed to pair. I just pair ones that are similar. Then I take out the common factor. That's what I did. And then for the second one, I'm going to pay, if I look at this, I have 3x exponent 4, then negative 3 exponent 2. So I'm going to group these. I'm going to have 3x exponent 4 minus 3 exponent 2 into brackets. Then I have minus here's the trick, né? Here's the trick. If you're gonna use a minus, please use plus, né? Please use plus, and then open the bracket and involve the negative inside the bracket. Negative 7x squared plus 27. Please separate them with the positive and use brackets all the time. So we're going to look at what is common between 3x exponent 4 and 3x squared. So it's going to be 3 exponent x squared. That is the common factor. And then you have x squared. Then minus. Remember from previous factorization, basically we're dividing, right? So 3x squared divided by 3x squared is going to give you a negative 1. Plus, we can factor out 27. Then we're gonna have negative x squared plus 1. Negative x squared plus 1. Negative x squared plus 1. And then from sign change rule, we can change these signs. We can take out negative as a common factor. So we're gonna say 3x squared into x squared minus 1. Then, oh, we forgot the plus sign here. So for that, plus, it's going to be a negative because we're taking out this negative as a common factor. So it's going to affect the 27 to negative 27. And then the sign changes. X is going to be positive. X squared. And then 1 is going to be negative. That's the sign change rule. If you don't understand this part, please go back to sign change rule. I'm explaining the same concept here. So you're gonna look at the common factor. Basically grouping in pairs, yeah? It's almost a collection of all the concepts of factorizing. Because as you can see, we have applied taking out of a common factor, we have applied the sign change rule, and then now we are taking out a common factor again, of which is x squared minus 1 into 3x squared minus 27. And as you can see, these are, this is an example of the difference of two squares. With this one also, I think we can still have a common factor between these two. There's a common factor here. So this is going to be x squared minus 1. We'll further factorize it later on. Then we can take out a common factor. If we take this, it doesn't only affect this part here, but also this one too. So it's going to be 3 here. And then you have x squared, then minus 27 divided by 3, it's 9. So difference of two squares, difference of two squares. Further factorize it until it is not required to factorize. Minus 1, then x plus 1, difference of two squares. And then x plus 3 after you have x minus 3. And that is it for grouping in pairs. Always remember that you might need to apply the previous concepts of factorizing in grouping in pairs. First thing you should do, closing in, pairing, you pair the first two and the last one. Separate them with a positive sign. Please. And then you apply the concepts. First step, what we did was separated by a positive, and then we took out a common factor, also this side. Then we applied the sign change rule. This was the sign change rule. Familiarize yourself with the sign change rule. Examiners they like it a lot. So this was sign change rule. That is why we ended up having a negative 27. And then this became the x. We changed the sign. Here's the negative 1. We factored out the negative. Became negative 27. Sign of x changed. Then the sign of negative 1 also changed.